there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Saturday, which means it is time for another Nozz watches Psychopaths. So, in the last episode, we got to see a little bit more of how the world works. We got to see how they control literally everything and everybody, and got a little bit of backstory on our main character and how she got to choose everything, which makes her unique among everyone. Because of course, the anime protagonist has to be the most unique one of all. Oh boy. Oh jeez. Alright, but yeah, I still have no idea what the overarching plot is going to be here. I really don't, but we didn't really get that with Madoka until, what, like episode 4? When did Mommy die? Like, actually, no, when did we first get to know about Walpurgis Night? Was that like 4, 5? I don't know, but I had the feeling we're not going to see the main story thread for a bit, so let's just go along and see what's being told to us by Mr. Maguka over here. In 3, 2, 1, and go! Oh, jeez. It's gonna get sad, isn't it? That's what this is gonna do. It's gonna get real sad. We're gonna have a bunch of dead people. Ah, yes. The art of the open fist. And the slap, and the slap, and the slap, and the slap. When you think about it, a kick's basically just a slap with your leg. Let's be honest. Couldn't have drunk that, no? Drinking it's a lot better for you than just dropping it over your head, you stupid idiot. You know, I'm surprised that, like, in a controlling environment like the one Psychopaths takes, I'm surprised that cigarettes exist. Because if their populace's lungs don't work, then hey, how are they going to work themselves to death? How are they going to do the job that Sybil has determined will make them the happiest? Just a thought on that one. Oh boy. Is he like I'm trying to pull like what the narrative is from the opening. Like I every time I look at the opening, I'm just like, okay, what's going on here? What could be expounded into a narrative? And I'm not finding one that's decent. Like, you've got the idea that she doesn't quite know, like, what she wants for herself. Like, she's unclear. She's not got any direction in her life. But you don't create a technocratic fascist dictatorship just to have it be a woman's coming of age story. You don't. That's not how that works. Like, that just breaks the rule of Chekhov's gun. You know? I don't know. I mean, and I highly doubt, like, based on, like, the other stuff from this guy I've seen, that he approves of this sort of life, so certainly, like, it's not set in that because he's like, oh yeah, no, this would be hype to live in. Certainly not. We'll say, though, they've got some really nice, aesthetics going on. He was making the drones! Oh, God. Yo, what? What, we got drones killing people now? This is gonna turn into a story about someone hacking the drones everyone relies on into killing them, isn't it? There's gonna be something wrong with Sybil. Do these people not sleep? Christ! He was killed by a co-worker, yeah. Like, do these drones, like, do these workers not sleep? Jesus. Also, that like little title card in the top right corner, it just reminds me of Persona 5. Which reminds me of the Persona 5R announcement. Oh boy. It just looks like Minako. It just looks like Minako. Female pro tag, there's just the one from P3, bring it in. Yes! No. I mean, oh no, the pout. Why can't I be friends with the criminals? Why can't I be that? Jeez. CG robots, scree. Yes, 50 humans. 50 humans that you've got doing... Oh my god. What? So working here, you essentially just become a sharecropper. You essentially just become a sharecropper. You're stuck in this place, cannot leave, there's no access to the outside world, you can't go to the internet or anything like that. Jesus, it's a wonder these guys haven't murdered anyone. Like, murdered anyone else, even. Like, humans in isolation kinda go a bit crazy. Like, seriously. Like, humans require outside contact. Jesus. Just take the psychopaths of everybody in here. See who blips higher than normal. Yeah. Just surely the person who did this, like, there's only 50 people here. Just check that everyone's psychopaths. Everyone, including the management. Like, that, you think that would be, like, in a thing this small, that would be standard procedure, right? Okay, so that is what they're doing. So, I mean, I would expect that you do it. Okay, which means it's you then. Because if nobody has a cloudy psychopath, then the only person who's not there would have to be him then. Oh yeah, just shoot them. Just line them up to get shot. Yeah, a firing squad. Yeah, no, certainly. Yeah, no, this guy is being way too... Ministry of Economy. Jesus. Like, they're the police. Like, I guess they haven't hit the point where, like, we've got a secret police going on. I mean, under a government system like this, technically every company is under the control of the Ministry of Economy. It's just a matter of how much, and how much freedom and autonomy they're given. It'd be the chief. It'd be the chief. Oh. So you can literally avoid. You can literally just avoid getting detected if Sybil is busy enough. If Sybil is busy enough, you could just get away and just do crimes. Oh. They can't even use the dominate. This is the perfect place to do crimes. This is the perfect place to do crime. Holy shit. You'd think that, like, government channels would be allowed in. Or, like, unless they just built the place. Like, I mean, I imagine it's probably, like, some sort of jammer or something. You think, like, a government frequency would be allowed? If someone's doing crime and they run in this building, they can just do whatever they want. Like, shit, dude. And they're all wearing just, like, prison jumpsuits. This is basically just a prison. Jesus. Has no one scanned that guy? Has nobody scanned him? How does that not raise your psychopaths? It's a prison. It's a prison, so of course you're gonna get violence like that. Yes, people only suffer enough until it gets too far to be a problem. And then we just move them. This is so... And this is the kind of problem you get with this sort of system. This is the issue you get with this kind of system. You'll get stuff like this, where someone will be a sacrificial lamb. Oh boy. I mean, at the very least, they're showing how messed up this system is. Right about the time the transfer stopped happening. It's not gonna be him. That'd be too obvious. It'd be way too obvious for him to be it. So it's not gonna be him. It's gonna be someone else, and they're gonna pass it off onto him. Yeah, see, he's getting in there on it. Yeah, this is too... Yeah. Yeah, no, that's not how that works. It's too It's too obvious. Oh my god, are they really gonna... Really? Oh, Jesus. I mean, hey, there you go. I mean, he's making a good point. But then this isn't an orderly society. This isn't an orderly society. This is a society, like a microcosm of society, where one person is making everybody else feel better by getting his face punched in every day. God, this is so weird. Like, this is like just a weird kind of story to follow. Like, they're very clearly setting it up and be like, oh yeah, no, this is the guy who did it. This is the guy who did it, 100%. He's the only one who's got a non-standard psychopath, da-da-da-da-da-da. But how does beating the shit out of someone lower your psychopaths? And if that's the case, then like, how did they know that like someone didn't murder that guy and then immediately just start beating the shit out of Yellow Green in order to make his psychopaths better? It's getting silly. It's getting silly. Let me guess. There's trouble in paradise with them, isn't it? I mean, the guy with the robot hand, he's got to be like a former cop, right? A former cop that turned into a latent criminal. So I imagine he's probably that guy's Mr. Glasses man's former supervisor, isn't he? Yeah, like, oh boy, it's too easy for it to just be that guy. So it's gonna be. Jesus Christ! Jesus Christ, crime boy! I guess we're going with the good old-fashioned good cop, sociopath cop. My favorite interrogation technique. Like, I get that this is a bit, but it's still like, yeah, this sort of like this sort of thing, like this is exactly what like this sort of society encourages, beating the shit out of someone whose social credits aren't high enough. Like, Christ. Like, this is the sort of system, similar to the sort of system that China uses, the social credit system. Your social credits are low enough, then you're essentially a nobody. Oh, come on, don't make it him. Johnny Mnemonic. Oh, for Christ's sake. I'm a little annoyed. I'm a little annoyed that that's what they're going with. I mean, it's realistic that he'd eventually snap and start killing people. But at the same time, like, it's kind of, like, extremely obvious. I don't know. I think I'm too used to shows that are good, I think I'm too used to shows that want to, like, make you think one thing and do another. You know? Doing this in a place where their guns don't work is probably, like, one of the dumbest ideas they could have done. Okay, this is reaching a point beyond plausible deniability. How does he think he's gonna get away with this? Even if he not... Like, even if he, like, wipes all of the camera footage... Even if he wipes all the camera footage... Like, there'll still be giant holes in the floor. Oh my god. Your guns don't work! I mean, like, I will admit, this is really hype, but it's also... I mean, I guess if you're in a fascist dictatorship... Then, I mean, I guess policing kind of goes out the window a tiny bit. But still. Alright, pop him! Pop him! And that's a gross misuse of police's equipment. 265! Jesus! Like, I mean, how... I mean, the machines are still working. Oh, now that he's assaulted a police officer, now you can pop him like a balloon. Huh. So those things... Well, that answers one question I had. Whether those things can affect inanimate objects. Like, I was wondering about that. Like, if someone was to use a drone or something to attack the police, like, how would they fight back? But, hey, there you go. But he's a really good hunting dog. He is really good. Bork, bork. Bork with me if you're my dog. Oh, jeez. Alright, so... God, this show is really interesting. Because it's weird. Like... Okay, so... Once again, it's just more things of, like, setting up world building. And... you know what? I kind of disliked it at first. Now that I think about it, the fact that the guy who did the crime is exactly who, like, you immediately suspect. Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. Totally makes sense, like, in this sort of situation. This is a world where everything you do is determined in advance by Sybil, which means that Sybil decides who lives and dies. And that... Yeah, no, that's totally on brand for dystopia like this. Something that, like, yeah, you could totally see that. Sybil will be like, yeah, no, some people need to get ground underfoot so that everybody else remains pure, essentially. But yeah, like, Sybil would determine, like, yeah, no, you live, you die, you're the one who gets beaten up in order to make everyone else feel better. You're the one who gets to beat other people up. And that sort of thing, that would drive someone over the edge. That would drive someone to commit murder in that way. That, yeah, no, that's 110%, like, of what would happen. That's just basic human psychology, especially when they're locked in such a... in a building like that where there is no contact with the outside world and the only people you have access to are people that will beat you up for giggles. Like, that's just how it goes. That's just how human psychology works. You push someone to a far enough edge and as much as we do, like, we, like, think, like, oh, yeah, no, someone, like, no one would do that. Like, people are good inherently, but if you push on far enough, yeah, they snap. And so, yeah, it being the guy that you would expect, while it does make the police part of it way less interesting, it does make the psychological part of it way more interesting. And it's just real neato, ain't it? Oh boy. Oh jeez. But yeah, I like this much, and I do like how they managed to get around the whole Dominator thing. That was pretty neat. Like, it shows that there are limitations to how the Dominator works, but the shows also shows that these people are smart enough to work their way around them, to, you know, use a communications wire with like basically a Wi-Fi extender on. Like, that's neat, and like luring the criminal there and all that. And it also solves the problem of, well, hey, if the Dominators only work on organic creatures, how do you fight someone if they use a machine to fight you? Answer is, you have a higher energy Dominator that can just melt machines and just blow giant holes in drones like that. Jesus. Like, it looked like Saitama had gone ham on those things. Jesus. I do like this growing, like, I don't know what I'd call it, because it's not a relationship. This growing, like, camaraderie, maybe, like this almost mentor-like. I don't know what I would call it. Actually, I don't actually know what I call it. This whatever relationship there is between Akane and Crime Boy. I had his name in my head, and now it's gone. Now he's forever a Crime Boy. Akane and Crime Boy, yeah, whatever they've got going on, that's also really interesting. Like, her being so new and so idealistic, and him just being jaded and just kind of not liking the system altogether. He's just kind of like, nah, this is stupid. I hate this. This is dumb. But you know what? I'm good at killing. I'm good at solving crimes. So here we go. Crime time. And that's just interesting. That's good to see. I like it. He's good. He's fun. Neato. But yeah, just another episode and more of, like, honestly what I've been expecting at this point. More just like, hey, here's how the universe works, and like, honestly, you could probably like extrapolate a lot of it, be like, oh yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes complete sense. I got you, fam. But the fact they take their time out to explain it and actually make it concrete, that's pretty good. I just hope that there's enough time left over for the actual thing. But seeing as this thing is about like 24 episodes. Probably won't be until, like, episode 12 we actually get the main plot kicking in, unfortunately. Oh, boy. Ugh. But, hey, there it is. There you go. Live with what you got. Oh, well. But, yeah, I don't really have much else to say about this, honestly. It's just more world-building. Good world-building. Good world-building I like, but everything I say about it is just basically stuff that I kind of said about the concept of fascism, especially techno-fascism. Like, well, it's not... Techno-fascism doesn't really exist currently, but it's something that you see a lot in media, including here. Like, basically a fascist state run by a computer. Yeah, and it's just more of that, and a lot of stuff that I talked about before is still applicable here, so I'm just going to leave this here. So, let me know what you think down there in the comments, whether you agree with me, disagree with me, or just tell me what you thought of this episode. What do you think? Do you think... how do you think this is going, like, things are going to go? Oh boy. But setting up limitations for the Dominator, that was really neat. Anyway, as always, I am Nozz, and I'll see you in the next video. But most importantly of all, become a trash mammal today. I will see you around.